Christmas Cakes by Francesca Bosca, illustrated by Juliana Ferry, brought to you by Kid Adventures. In the bustling bakery of San Vitel, eggs were cracked, butter was creamed, and flour flew everywhere. The oven had not been turned off for days, yet still there was much to do. Christmas was just around the corner, and Christmas would not be Christmas for the villagers in San Vitel without the precious Christmas cakes. It was a tradition. Young Lucas helped his father in the bakery. He cracked and creamed and sifted and stirred, and after baking, he decorated every single cake with carefully chosen cherries. At last they were finished. Phew! Ah, the heavenly scent of freshly baked Christmas cakes. They smelled of cardamom and of chocolate, of falling snow and snug fires. The baker was satisfied. He and Lucas loaded up the box on his wagon and set off to the streets. The baker wheeled the cart, while Lucas skipped ahead along and laid a package in front of every door. But in the morning, each and every cake had disappeared. Oh no. The villagers pounded on the door of the bakery and demanded their cakes. Lucas's father was bewildered. He had delivered every last one, he said. Disappointed, all the people went back home. They've never celebrated Christmas without a Christmas cake. While they were talking, Lucas made a discovery. He noticed some odd footprints in the snow. What type of animal would have made those type of footprints? Lucas followed the tracks from door to door. They stopped at every single house and then led out of the village. Lucas ran, following the tracks all the way to a little house right at the edge of the forest. Lucas looked around. He didn't see anyone. Lucas listened. He didn't hear anyone. Lucas knocked. He knocked again. Nothing. Slowly, Lucas opened the door and went inside. There, piled neatly against the wall, were the missing cakes. Lucas had found them. Now, what should he do? Suddenly, he heard a noise. Lucas spun around. A huge and terrifying figure stood before him. It was Otto, the woodcutter. Without a word, Otto grabbed little Lucas by the arm and locked him in a cage. Then, snarling, he sat down and began to eat. The cakes disappeared right before Lucas's eyes. 1, 2, 3 bites, and a cake was gone. Soon, every cake was eaten up. Oh, cried Otto the woodcutter. What's wrong? Asked Lucas. Otto held his huge stomach and rolled around in pain. Help, I'm going to die. Lucas smiled. Suddenly, Otto didn't seem so dangerous after all. I know a cure for stomachaches, he said. Please, please, make it for me, moaned Otto. He freed Lucas and climbed into bed. Lucas mixed up a bowl full of the cure, and Otto drank it all. With each sip, he felt a little better. Lucas stayed at his side, but when the stomachache was all gone, Otto explained. He told about how lonely he was out in the woods, especially at Christmas. This year, he was so lonely that he grew angry. He wanted to spoil Christmas for all the happy villagers, so he decided to steal their precious Christmas cakes. But I'm truly sorry that I did, he said sadly. Lucas nodded, understanding. Then he jumped up. He had an idea. Come on, he called to Otto, and the two of them ran to the bakery. That night, 3 people worked in the bakery. Lucas, his father the baker, and Otto the woodcutter. They worked ceaselessly until dawn. The next morning, when the villagers of San Vital awoke, they were surprised for a second time. The air was filled with a heavenly scent, and a rollicking melody danced through the streets. Curious, the villagers gathered in the middle of town. There was a table laden with cakes. There was the woodcutter playing his concertina. There was a baker with his son Lucas. There was a cake for everyone in the village, and one more besides. This time, there was a cake for Otto. What a splendid scene! People danced, ate cakes, and licked cream from their fingers. Yum! Shadows grew, and the sun went down, and still no one went home. Such was the pleasure of celebrating Christmas together. Lucas was the hero of the day. Hooray! Otto and the others tossed him in the air, singing, "Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing in the sky." From that night on, Christmas in San Vital had a new tradition. Christmas cake for everyone. But no one, not anyone, spent Christmas all alone.